Advice for the elderly. In order to have a peaceful life after turning 70, you should steer clear of these 6 types of toxic relatives. Do you know which members of your family contribute to your peace of mind after the age of 70? It is common for us to believe that family is synonymous with security, comfort, and unwavering support. It's possible that this is the case for a lot of people, but it's not always the case. As we become older, our time becomes more valuable, our emotional energy and tolerance for stress become more limited, and our tolerance for stress decreases significantly. Because of this, it is more important than ever that we safeguard our space. As part of this, we are sometimes need to make difficult decisions regarding the relatives we allow into our life on a daily basis. If you are beyond the age of 70, this is not about harboring resentment or severing ties. The issue is one of self-respect. When you are in your older years, it is important to maintain your dignity, as well as your physical and mental well. In the following video, we are going to discuss 6 different types of relatives that you might need to keep your distance from once you reach the age of 70. These are the kinds of individuals who can deplete your energy, disrupt your peace, or make you feel like you are not as important as you are. Even if they do not want to do so, it is not a sign of heartlessness to avoid them from your life. It indicates that you are finally making a decision about yourself. Stay tuned until the very end, because not only will you be able to identify these kinds of individuals, but you will also learn how to establish boundaries that are gentle and will help you maintain the integrity of your relationships. The time has come to get started. First and foremost, the relative who is always demanding. One type of relative that you might want to steer clear of in your latter years is the one who persistently demands your time, energy, and resources without ever taking into consideration your requirements. These people have a tendency to be extremely self-centered, and while they may ask for favors or assistance, they almost never provide such assistance or favors in return. Even if you genuinely want to say no, they could try to get you to say yes by using the idea of guilt. It is critical that you understand these patterns as both your mental and bodily manifestations. Never, ever, should one's own well-being be sacrificed for the sake of the comfort of others. As you become older, your capacity to deal with stress decreases, and the connections that are exhausting to you can become detrimental to your health. When you have this kind of relative, you frequently get the impression that you are compelled to meet their requirements. Whether it be picking them up from their appointments, listening to their never-ending complaints, or providing financial support for them. Even when it comes to your family, you have the right to establish boundaries. Refusing to comply with someone who persistently asks for more from you than you are able to provide is not an act of selfishness. In point of fact, it is necessary for the tranquility of your mind. Keep in mind that taking a break is not the only component of self-care. When it comes to preventing yourself from being exploited, this is the question. Take, for instance, the scenario in which Aunt Mary is continually calling you for assistance with her house. It's possible that she will claim, "I'm getting older, you know, and I just can't do it myself anymore," despite the fact that she has children who are perfectly capable of doing it. It is not your obligation to be her constant support system, but you are aware, deep down, that this is not the case. It is acceptable to explain in a courteous manner that you are unable to assist at this time and to give an alternative, such as recommending a professional service or some other individual who might be able to provide assistance. Although it may be challenging at times, maintaining your boundaries in a firm manner is a healthy method to safeguard your peace of mind and make certain that you do not become exhausted by the requirements of another person. The second place goes to the pessimistic and negative relative. An additional relative to whom you should exercise caution is the one who perpetually sees the glass as half empty. These people have a propensity to dwell on the unpleasant aspects of life, always whining about their health, the world, or their financial situation, and they bring you down with them. Being constantly negative can wear you down over time, leading to feelings of tension and helplessness. While it is normal to vent and express challenges, being always negative can wear you down. By the time you reach your senior years, It is quite necessary for both your mental and physical health that you keep a good outlook. It is possible that after spending time with this relative, you will have feelings of emotional exhaustion and increased anxiety compared to how you felt before. The persistent pessimism that they exhibit can even cause your own perspective on life to become distorted. It is of the utmost importance to safeguard your mental health by removing yourself from situations that expose you to negativity. Instead of giving in to their complaints, you should either encourage them to concentrate on the positive aspects of their life or politely excuse yourself from the conversation. It is not necessary for you to participate in every unfavorable conversation. Doing so can have a significant impact on how you feel once the event has concluded. In the event that your cousin John is constantly complaining about how everything is going wrong, for example, rather than agreeing with him, you may shift the conversation towards something more uplifting, such as a joyful memory or something that you have been pleased about. It is acceptable to inform him that you need to take a step back if he continues to refuse to shift the subject. Always put your own mental well-being ahead of everything else. When you are in the company of someone who only focuses on the negative, it can have a detrimental impact on both your mood and your health. When you are becoming older, it is extremely important to take responsibility of your emotional surroundings and look for positive influences. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Finally, the third person is the relative who makes you feel guilty. One other relative that you should steer clear of after the age of 70 is the one that forces you to feel guilty for not spending enough time with them or for not living up to their expectations. Individuals that engage in this behavior frequently employ subtle manipulation techniques, such as making statements that are passive-aggressive or playing the victim, in order to make you feel guilty about not meeting their requests. You should always keep in mind that as you become older, the value of your time and energy increases to an even greater degree. If someone else has inappropriate expectations of you, you should never feel forced to sacrifice your own well-being for the purpose of meeting those demands. Rather than that, you should be aware of when guilt tripping is occurring and establish healthy limits. An example of this might be Aunt Mary saying something along the lines of, "You never visit me anymore," or, "I thought you'd care enough to call." You do not owe someone your time if it is having a detrimental impact on your health, happiness, or peace of mind. Although it is natural to care for family members, you do not owe anyone your time. It is essential to respond with a firm yet caring stance when confronted with this kind of guilt. Allow them to know that you place a high importance on the relationship, but also bring to their attention the fact that you have other obligations and constraints. It is preferable to be truthful and communicate the reasoning behind your actions rather than to give in to their guilt and run the danger of jeopardizing your health. Remember that you have earned the right to put yourself and your health first as a senior citizen. This is something that you should acknowledge. It is possible that you will need to take a step back and reevaluate the relationship with specific relatives if they continue to make you feel bad. You are deserving of having the value of your time noted. The fourth scenario involves a relative who does not respect your personal space. As we get older, it is even more crucial to have a place that is quiet and private to ourselves. An example of a relative who routinely violates this is the individual who does not respect the boundaries you set for yourself. This kind of behavior may quickly deplete your energy and disrupt your peace of mind. Whether it's turning up without prior notice, lingering for an excessive amount of time, interrupting you when you need some time to yourself, or interfering with your personal business. Having your own space is something that you are entitled to, and it is necessary to establish boundaries with anyone who violates those boundaries. It's possible, for instance, that your cousin George will stop by on Sundays without your permission. There is a possibility that your brother will look through your belongings without your permission if you are free. While it's crucial to preserve healthy family relationships, you also need to ensure that your home and personal space are respected. In these instances, assertiveness is crucial. You should communicate to them in a manner that is both polite and forceful that you require your space and that it is essential for your health. Have a clear understanding of what you require and what you are ready to give away. You may say something like, "I really enjoy spending time with you, but I really need some peace and quiet right now, so let's make plans for another visit as soon as possible." Setting and maintaining appropriate boundaries is an essential component of every relationship, and it is especially important to do so as one gets older. In the event that someone persistently disregards your desires, it is acceptable to restrict the number of times they visit you or to take more extreme measures to safeguard your personal space. You have worked hard to gain the right to take pleasure in your house and you're alone, and it is essential that you do not give up that right. I would appreciate it if you could use the fourth comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. The fifth relative is the one who makes an effort to exert control over your life. There is a possibility that as you become older, certain relatives will feel the need to take control of your life, frequently under the assumption that they are aware of what is best for you. It is very typical for this to occur with children or close relatives who may be concerned about your health or the decisions you make regarding your lifestyle. While it is possible that their intentions stem from a place of concern, it is of the utmost importance to recognize when their meddling becomes excessive and harmful to your sense of independence. As an illustration, your daughter-in-law Sandra might begin to dictate to you the frequency with which you should go for walks or the foods that you should consume. She can propose that you only attend to specific doctors, or refuse to let you make your own decisions about your health or activities. Despite the fact that this kind of intervention can originate from a place of love, it is essential to remind them that you are capable of making your own decisions. To assert your independence is of the utmost importance. Despite the fact that you can take advice into consideration, you should always base your choices on what feels right for you. Tell them in a way that is both compassionate and firm that I am grateful for your concern, but that I have faith in my own judgment and would prefer to make my own decisions. By doing so, you are able to preserve your dignity and ensure that you continue to have control over your life. It is also very important to establish boundaries when it comes to giving advice. In spite of the fact that you may feel forced to follow their recommendations, you can acknowledge them, in addition to assisting in the protection of your autonomy. This will also help decrease the stress associated with dealing with family who have good intentions but may inadvertently cause more harm than any good. After the age of 70, the last category of relatives to steer clear of is the one who consistently use guilt as a means of exerting control or manipulation over you. With this relative, you will frequently experience feelings of guilt because you do not spend sufficient time with them or because you do not live up to their expectations. It is one of the behaviors that can have the greatest detrimental impact on your well-being over the long run, and it is one of the most emotionally taxing actions that you can experience. For example, your cousin Carol is a good example. When she contacts you, she usually expresses her regret that you do not see the family frequently enough or accuses you of not caring about the family. When you explain that you are busy or that you simply require some time to yourself, she responds by claiming that if you truly loved me, you would make more of an effort to be with me. When you are subjected to this form of emotional manipulation, you may find yourself feeling bitter, fatigued, and overwhelmed, especially when it comes to your own time and limits. It is essential to acknowledge that you do not owe anyone an explanation for the decisions that you have made. Although it is essential to have a family, you should never feel compelled to give up your mental tranquility in order to accommodate someone who is emotionally stressful. You should instead make an effort to establish clear limits with this kind of relative. In order to maintain a healthy and balanced lifestyle, you could say something along the lines of, I understand that you want to spend time together, but I also need time for myself. Please let me know when it is convenient for me to come by. You are able to regain control of your time and energy by doing this, which enables you to live your life without experiencing any feelings of guilt for putting your health first. I would appreciate it if you could use the 6th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Concluding remarks. Safeguard your tranquility and safeguard your health. As we progress through the later stages of life, it becomes even more essential to safeguard our mental health and maintaining our sense of tranquility. Our feelings, our ability to deal with stress, and our ability to keep our health in good condition are all significantly influenced by the relatives that we allow into our life. Although having connections inside one's family might be beneficial, it is essential to be aware of the point at which those connections become emotionally taxing or toxic. You are able to liberate yourself from negativity and concentrate on cultivating your health, happiness, and personal development if you establish boundaries and limit your interactions with relatives who cause you to experience unneeded stress, guilt, or conflict. When all is said and done, safeguarding your mental and emotional well-being will enable you to enjoy a more fulfilling and extended life. In the event that you find yourself dealing with a relative who fits into any of the 6 categories that we have covered today, you should take a minute to evaluate the repercussions that they have on your overall health and satisfaction. Even if it means keeping your peace, it is okay to put some distance between yourself and members of your own family. Especially as you get older, you are permitted to put your pleasure and health at the forefront of your priorities. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.